This Is Your Life, a program for all Americans. And now here he is, Mr. This Is Your Life himself, Ralph Edwards.
Thank you. Thank you very much for being with us on This Is Your Life. Tonight, pan the camera quickly, please. He's not coming through those doors because he's seated right there innocently watching our producer's monitor. Tonight, This Is Your Life.
All right, gang. Hey, we are here for a question and answer segment. Now, I can't answer all of your questions, otherwise we would have a video that would be about maybe 2 hours long, which just, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. The first one I got was, what machine do I use and would recommend? Now, lately I've been using a lot of the Garrett AT Pro, and I do have to say, it's probably my go-to machine. If I'm around the bay or the ocean, I will gravitate back towards the whites. However, I have been lately experimenting with the ground balance and actually manually lowering it. And it does make quite a bit of difference. However, you're not detecting really as deep. But still, gang, I would have to say the Garrett AT Pro right now is my go-to machine. And part two of the question is, which one would I recommend? It all depends on you. I consider the Garrett AT Pro to be a mid-grade machine, kind of like the Toyota Camry of metal detectors. And I know some of you Mind Lab guys are crazy about your Mind Labs, but at the same time, I'm not going to marry my machine. So yeah, I kind of like the lower. It does phenomenal compared to the machines that we've had, say, 15 years ago. But anyway, gang, yeah, Garrett AT Pro. Now, which one would be good for you? Hey, you know what? That's for you to decide. Because, like I say, as versatile as the Garrett AT Pro is, it may not be the machine for you. It kind of goes back to how some men are Buick men, some men are Oldsmobile men. I just happen right now to be a Garrett AT Pro guy. And alright, gang, hey, next question. Do you keep year-to-date totals? No. Well, you know, and it's not that I'm not being critical of other people who do. It's just not my thing. It comes almost kind of like bird watching. You know, oh, we saw 3 cardinals. And yeah, I don't do that only because I'm more fascinated and intrigued with the history of the item or coin or whatever's going on. That I don't really, you know, I do write down on sometimes with what artifact is found where and what other artifacts are found with it. But I don't really keep year-to-date totals. Alright, gang, next question. Are you a nerd or a geek? Okay, well, this would have been offensive about maybe 20 years ago. But in our modern climb, I'm going to have to say both. I am a history nerd, but I'm a metal detecting geek. And I had an interesting conversation with somebody lately as far as what the difference between the two is. And it seems that the phrase or the terms of nerd and geek have actually become relatively acceptable nowadays in society. So, yeah, history nerd, metal detecting geek. Next question. Does your treasure go as often as you do? No. But when we can. Alright, gang. Alright, ready for this next question? Those of you who metal detect get this question all the time. Are you ready? Here we go. What's the most valuable thing you've ever found? Wow. Anyway, you get that quite a bit. For those hobbyists out there, you know, I do both. I do the beach and I do relic hunting. And to say what is the most valuable thing you found is hard. If I was strictly in it to try and find valuables, I'd be strictly a beach hunter. Alright, next question. Any more on the Captain Kidd series? Oh my God, yes. But at the same time, it's a little cumbersome coming along. But it will be there. This winter, I'm going to try to get down to some of the older house sites along the Delaware and kind of poke around a little bit. Right now I'm doing a little study as far as the architecture and go to some of the older sites. There's actually some newspaper clippings of a chest that was found back in the 1800s in a farmer's field. So I'm kind of going to take a look at that and actually see if there's any credence or factual material to that newspaper article. So that's where I'm kind of sitting right now. They're a little harder to put together because you're really going after only one thing, and it takes a lot of time and diligent research to really get something that involved. But yeah, there will be more. Alright gang, next question. We have, what's the Minutia Minute? Alright gang, well the Minutia Minute is actually just little segments of historical tidbits. And back when I was in college, I used to have a professor by the name of Howard F. Voss, V-O-S, history professor, rememberable and remarkable guy. And his thing was minutia. And he always pounded in our heads that everything can be remembered if you could remember the minutia facts of certain topics, and hence it would trigger your brain to remember the specific dates and that kind of stuff. So it kind of stuck with us all through our lives. If you were to contact any of my college buddies, that would be the really only thing that, and he was extremely old. I believe we had a nickname for him of Utnapishtim. So you folks who actually have read Gilgamesh will get that joke. But hey, are there any giveaways in the future? Yes, there will be. For you guys who've been subscribers for a while, they usually about once a quarter will kick one out there. The one that we got going on right now is the Buffalo Round. And I believe that ends on December the 26th. So hey, if you're not in there, get in there. And watch that video. It's probably a couple videos down. Alright gang, next question. Do you metal detect alone, with people, or group, or what? Well, sometimes, yes, and sometimes. I do a lot of metal detecting alone. Sometimes I'll have my treasure with me, and as far as a group's okay. I mean, it's fun in it for the interaction, and there's always, when you got a group of people, when you're discovering stuff, and sometimes what pops out of the ground, it's nice to have the camaraderie and whatnot. And if you don't know what something is when it pops out, it's nice to have somebody else's head thinking what it could be, you know. But it all really depends. For the most part, I go a lot by myself. When I do go by myself, sometimes it's nice just to be by yourself. You know, you're out in your own little world, and you know, it helps clear the head. But I enjoy both. But it's really to each his own. Alright gang, that is all we got. And here at Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium, we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a very safe and Happy New Year. Alright gang, get out there and find your treasure. Item itself is probably more important than keeping how many.